but sometimes it gets hard.
Hello and welcome to my channel. So I actually surprised that I'm doing a video like this, just because I didn't think that I would have to do something like this anytime soon, as you can see from the title. So I actually am not sure where I'm going to begin, so I don't want to ramble on too much, but I've had a few days to kind of take in everything and to kind of be okay with what my next steps are. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, because for me YouTube has been like my life, like for years, and I've been very disappointed in myself, especially when I've followed people from the beginning and seen how they've blown up, and said to myself, if I was consistent I could have been as well. But life has backed me up into a corner so much that I actually don't have a choice, and which is a good thing, I suppose. But at the same time, I felt like this one time in my life that I was going to use the resources called money to actually make that happen anyway. And it would have been a lot more of a realistic approach to going towards my dreams. So just like everybody, I am good at a few things and I have my hands in a few pots, which can be a bad thing sometimes if you're not, you know, super dedicated, but sometimes the variety gives you that balance. So it's more of a case of, I've lost my job, which was a very new job at Amazon. I do even run my own company, a cleaning company, which has had so much ups and downs in the last couple of months, which is the reason why I got myself a job, just so I can give myself an income and work on the business more without getting stressed out that I'm not able to take any money out of it. I'm going to do a separate video for Amazon, because I felt like before I started Amazon, I did a lot of research on YouTube and other places, and there's some amazing people that gave me some amazing advice. And I feel like, especially being in one of the biggest Amazons in Europe, that I will help. If there's other people that's looking to go into it, I will help them. So the reasons why I lost a job, they stated it as bad quality, which I'll explain to you what that means. But it was basically my childcare. And if you've seen any of my other videos, I've struggled as a single mom with my childcare. But that's a story. When I mean to maintain this job, I went through hell. Absolute hell. From hiring a babysitter, obviously going full-time, catching the babysitter on my CCTV camera abusing my baby, having to ask her godmother to help me out, asking everybody to help me out throughout these last couple of weeks, to eventually having my neighbours, which are neighbours that have kids obviously and have been my neighbours for nearly 20 years, so I trust them and my daughter loves being with them, and then going full-time at Amazon. It's just been a hot mess. But the week I finally thought I got it together, I accepted the hours that they wanted to give me, even as I didn't want to do the Saturday, because I wanted to maintain I wanted to maintain me going to church more regularly, because I haven't been to church since I got baptized. They bring me into the office. Basically, I knew it was about the childcare, but they couldn't make it. They couldn't sack me for that reason, especially because I've been communicating with them very well. I've kept them in the know. I've emailed my manager. I've done all that good stuff. But so they bring it down to quality, which I know my quality wasn't the best, but it was something I was working towards. And that job is hard. Now, I class myself as a hard worker. I'm not privy to, you know, lifting up things or hard work, but I have never in my life done a job so hard in my life. It was exhausting physically, mentally, and I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that. The men in there say to me, it's a whole different ball game. A lot of them hate it. But even as it was that, because I had my goals, I didn't care. When it was affecting me physically, there was nothing I could do about that. I was physically in pain, like my feet were burning to the point that I got myself some Skechers. They cost me about £110 for 2 pairs. I bought myself an electric massager and I bought myself a foot spa. All of that come up to nearly £300 just to do the job. That's how committed I was. And just this week, last week Friday, was the first time I actually could say that my feet only ached a little bit towards the end. It ached twice, once before break and towards the end. And I felt, yes, now that I'm not physically challenged, I can kind of concentrate. Because when I was in pain, I was taking my shoes off, going to the toilet. I just kept thinking about how bad my feet feel, and coming home and having like 2 or 3 hours sleep, because I have to then pick up the baby and drop her to like a different area and then go back and and the sacrifice I made for this job to just sit in that office, to them just discard me like nothing, was just beyond me. But you know what it did for me? It made me realize I haven't worked for someone in about 7 years. I've been self-employed in some shape or form for over 7 years. But what it did for me is push me into a corner and say I have no choice. I'm a single mum, and that may not change anytime soon. And even if it does, then that's still its own process. I'm still not going to leave my daughter with anyone. And it's the case of that I need passive income. I need streams of income. And I'm not going to do that by always being on eggshells if I'm going to get sacked. And I know that job particularly, everyone is like that. Even people that have been there for a long time, obviously they have a lot more rights, but they can get rid of you quite quickly. So I thought, you know what, it's better than that than for me to be on eggshells all the time. I do still like Amazon as a company. They have their high standards for a reason. I don't know how realistic it is, but obviously it's definitely pushed me into a corner where I have to say I have to try to make all the things that I'm good at, all the things that I would love to do, I have to try to make that a reality now. I'd rather fail at that than fail at trying to get another job just to kind of see me through, and all that palaver that goes with it, because I'm not free and single and available like that. And if I was, then I would try to, as Gary Vee says, you know, work your 9 to 5 or, you know, whatever it case may be, and then hustle on your spare time. And I'd be willing to do that if I had childcare, to be honest with you. I had the help of my mum, or, you know, help of a partner. I would be able to do that. But as I haven't, I have to work with my blessings. Sometimes they feel like curses, but I have to work with my blessings. So here I am. And I'm backed against a corner, and I know that some of you on this video knows how that feels. And I had one cry, and I let it literally, well, I had a few cries to be honest. I had the cry on the day that my manager said it doesn't look very good. On the day they sacked me, and not that day, but the next day, my baby was sleeping next to me, and I just bawled, and I was like, God, I put so much effort into trying to make this work, because I didn't want 1 ounce of me to be able to say that was the reason why they never kept you on. I tried really hard to try to make it work, and it still didn't work. And that feels like a punch in the face, you know, honestly, because if anyone knows me, I don't like working for anyone, and it took a lot for me to you know, to want to get a job. But I don't regret I did it. It's a learning curve, and it definitely has made me seal a stamp and say I'm never working for anyone now, unless the money is very, very good. But it makes me understand and completely know that I have to have passive income and different streams of income, even if I'm physically working for that, until I generate passive income. So that is where I stand right now. And mostly I'm doing this message as a way of giving kind of hope. People always feel like when you're backed against a corner that you shouldn't moan, you shouldn't have a cry, you should be strong, things are going to get better. And it doesn't always roll like that. You know, imagine I was back against a corner, I decided to get a job. Do you understand what I mean? In a place where they have loads of vacancies. And I class myself as a hard worker, honest person. I still wasn't able to keep the job. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes things are against you. I just want to give you hope. Hope that life is hard. you know, and you are allowed to give yourself a moment. May that be to cry, to moan. Hopefully you can do it with people that you're safe around. One of the things I didn't like about the whole process that I've got, I met some new people in there, and somebody, it's not the end of the world. Well, it isn't for you, because you're a young man. You can navigate yourself. Do you understand what I mean? I know that everybody has a story, but please, I'm 37-year-old. I've had 3 kids. I understand it's not the end of the world, but just because I have a cry or I let it out doesn't mean it doesn't get me. What I don't want to do is not to blow. So one thing I do differently compared to a few years ago, yes, when I get down, I probably have a day where I stay in my bed all day. I don't cry as much, and I don't internally feel as bad, because knowing that you know you've done your best, I don't allow the monkey mind to tell me I'm nobody, to tell me I'm not worth it. I do cry out to the Lord a little bit more, like saying, why couldn't you just give me an insight that I should not have done this? But, and you know, and everyone says everything's a learning. I don't feel like I need to be learning these type of lessons. I'm too grown for this type of lessons. I didn't need to learn this type of lesson. But I tell you what it did do for me, and maybe you may find out what that lesson is further along. I make a decision of what things mean to me. So I've decided that I have to figure out how to make passive incomes without me having to rely on anyone for childcare. That's my number one thing, because my baby's 2, she's small, so it's going to be a long time running until I'm able to navigate myself, leave her alone, or bring her with me to places. So all the things I want to do, like my workshops and stuff like that, until she's able to sit down still and listen to me, I'm not able to do them. So everything that I have to do, even if it is a workshop, I have to figure out how to do it online. Everything I have to do for the next couple of years, I have to figure out, first of all, how I can do it online. And then maybe, depending on if I can get childcare or if it's just a one-day event, I can get my family, my friends to help me out. But my first protocol for the next 2020 is everything I do needs to be able to be done online. When it comes to myself, I am going back to teaching exercise. One of the managers from Fitness First, he contacted me, so I've got a job on Monday, and my childcare is covered for that. But apart from that, when it comes to my health, I'm pushing forward to making sure that I start straight away from tomorrow. I'm going to be intermittent fasting, and I'm going to be doing that as long as I can until I get to the desirable weight that I need when it comes to health. And then my programs are going to be online. Everything I'm going to do is going to be online. So I'm going to be working. How I'm going to navigate my day, I'm not too sure. I feel like I'm a better worker at night. This is one of the reasons I took the night shift at Amazon. Number one, they pay more, but I feel like I work better at night. I knew that from when I was working at the casino and I had a club job. Could I do that at home, work at night, sleep a little bit at the day? I don't know. Let me see how that goes. I've cut the baby's nursery down, and if I am able to make some type of income, I'll be able to add her on some more days. That would give me a little bit more of a consistent week. I've got my planner here. I don't know if any of you know about these Law of Attraction planners. They're absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can see. I put stickers on them now. Let me find one that's got a good amount of lively stickers on them. Just I don't know if you can see, just some stickers of the stuff that I'm let's see, of the stickers that I'm doing. And these are mostly faith ones, productivity ones, organizing ones. So I'm gonna kind of, now that the new month is coming up, I'm going to clear this and work on that. And then on my days that the baby's at nursery, try to take as many jobs on the cleaning business, hire some new staff, and just focus on really what I've got and what I can do, and everything that I can do, that I can rely on myself. And that's my advice to you. Everyone is in a different position. You know, my heart goes out to single mums because I'm one. But I definitely understand and know that everybody has different obstacles. And whatever your obstacles are, number one, pray. And then listen to that prayer. And then regardless of how, you know, one of the things that stopped me from either doing a YouTube or anything online, especially my online courses and stuff like that, is that it's there's too much people in the game. At the time when I wanted to do it, they didn't have the platforms, they didn't have Thinkific, they didn't have Teachable, they didn't have, I always used to think, oh, these, if they had a site, or people were doing them, but they were very expensive. And I always think, well, when it got cheaper, but I never stayed on the A game. I never stayed in the know. And one thing I've known is that, you know, life never stops. So there's always going to be opportunities, and consistency is the game, name of the game. I'm going to try really hard, and it has to work. That's the way I look at it. If it doesn't, at least I can say I tried my best. I do not want to go to my deathbed or years to come in my life and look back and think I should have started this when, I should have started this when I should have. So that is my rant. That is my prayer to you, that I know that one of the things I look for on YouTube is people to not sugarcoat things and say, oh, everything will be okay. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes it takes a season, you know. But I feel like whatever you do have, work with what you have. Sometimes going out there to get more causes you more problems. Sometimes it doesn't, you know. But that's the decision I've made for myself. I don't know if that resonates with anyone, and if it does, let's do this right together. And if it doesn't for now, whatever does resonate with you, let us know what they are. Because I feel like the nice thing about YouTube, the first thing I do when I go on a video is I go to the comment section, because people give the most amazing advice. As much as there's haters there, most YouTube videos that I watch, most people always agree, or they have some type of thought or idea or a link that they can give that could help the situation a little bit more. If you are in a situation and you've come out of it and you have some advice, tell us what that is. If you are stuck and you're not too sure, tell us what that is, because it could be someone looking in the comment section that might have the answer for you. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Please stay in touch. My videos are going to be consistent of going after your dreams, any single mum issues, glowing up. One of my focuses is start looking after myself. That's weight loss, taking care of myself in a physically, internally, all that good stuff. So guys, thank you so much for your time, and I hope I'm here to help you remember who you are, and take care.